Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Stephanie here and welcome to today's video. Today I want to go ahead and dive all into how I edit my photos, all the process that goes behind an Instagram picture and presets I use and all of that jazz. But before we go ahead and get started, like always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, click on the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to go ahead and check out some of the photos that I've uploaded onto my Instagram, go ahead and follow me. My Instagram is right there. And let's get into today's video. So I've done this video before in the past. I did it back in Vlogmas. I don't really remember how in depth I went into it, but today I want to go ahead and kind of give like a little update. Since it's been a couple months since I uploaded that video, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna share my screen with y'all so you guys can go ahead and follow along with how I edit my photos. What I use to edit all of my photos is Lightroom. I've used Lightroom both on my phone and on my computer. On my computer, I feel like there's a lot more that you can do more in detail. But if I want something really quick, I can just do it on my phone really quickly, and it's free on your phone as well. You just won't get all of the options that Lightroom on your desktop will give you. So with this photo, this is what it looks like before, and then this is what it looks like edited. So I was kind of going for a glowy kind of feel for this photo. As you can see, it's definitely not glowy at all. It's just green. So for starters, what I use is Lightroom, and what I use on my pictures are some presets that I've bought already. I'll go ahead and link them down in the description box below if you're interested in buying them. This is not sponsored, but this is what I use for my photos. So I have them all on here. And what I'll do is I will first just kind of scroll and see what I'm feeling for this photo. Sometimes it just takes a lot of adjusting to find what I'm looking for. So I honestly don't remember how I edited this photo, so we're gonna learn together. So as you can see, I'm not really vibing with any of these so much, but I will make a nice little edit with you guys really quick just to see what it'll look like. So this is the preset that I selected. It's called Cinematic if you do end up buying this preset pack. So what I see is that it's kind of dark, and I'm not a big fan of dark photos. If you know me, I'm kind of more of light and colors. So something that I definitely recommend if you're getting started on Lightroom is to just go ahead and mess around with all of these buttons on the side, so that way you know what the purpose of them is. You won't know what exposure does until you make it go drastically all the way from the left to the right. And then same for the rest. That's how I kind of learned, was to just literally dab my fingers into Lightroom and then just kind of see what all of the buttons do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of mess around with it until I get it to somewhere where I kind of like. With this preset, it already has all of this kind of done for you. But like always, don't just slap a preset onto it and think it's good. I like to adjust all of my photos. So something else that I do, since I shoot raw on my camera, is that you can go ahead and click here to enable lens correction. And what that'll do is kind of open up more of the photo as well. So as you can see, it opens up more of the photo. It doesn't have that much of a curve on the ends, and that's something that I do. And you can again play around with it to see. This is gonna make it more of the vignette type of darkness on the corners. And then this is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna just expand that out a little bit so it's more of a straight shot and doesn't have all of that curves. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the clarity and the dehaze from the preset that comes on it. And I'm going to go ahead and take down the vibrance down a little bit. Something else that you can do when it comes to your photos is check the white balance by clicking on something that's basically white on your photo, whatever that may be. And you can just kind of see what it'll look like. Sometimes I do this if I don't really know in what direction I want to start editing, but I kind of like it without the white balance. So I'm just going to undo that. And then I'm going to dive right into the next panel, which is the color mixer. Every color on here will adjust something specifically with that color. So as you can see, you kind of take out the yellow saturations, but I kind of want more of the yellow saturation. It's going to give more of that glowy effect. And then I'm going to bring that down. And again, you can bring it down and up to the extreme so that way you know what you're doing. if you don't really know. So I'm gonna bring that down there. With the greens, I'm gonna just mess around with it just because I want it to be a very glowy and like fun picture, like summery type of thing. That's kind of the vibe I was going for. The oranges is more for like skin tones. If I see like the skin tones are kind of like out of whack, you can just kind of go back to the original for reference of like what your skin color should look like. And then blues here is gonna mess up with his pants. His pants are black, so I'm just gonna make sure that I stick to what color he's wearing, and not mess that up. So I'll just bring this back to the center. Pinks, purple, same thing. We're both kind of wearing a pinkish color, so it'll just play with that, and I'll bring that up probably. So I'm just looking at everything kind of, and that looks pretty good to me. Something else that I'll probably do in here is like the reds. The reds will probably mess up people's lips, lipsticks, and anything else that is red and predominant in the photo. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it right there. I feel like that's a good spot. And again, we're both kind of wearing pink reddish, so just keep that in mind so you don't like mess up like the color of somebody's shirt. And then if you want to look at the warmness or the coolness of a photo, you can do that, but I kind of like it how it is. If you want to get more into like specific details, you can mess around with the curves of a photo. This again, you kind of just learn trial and error and see like what works with it. The lights, the shadows, the darks, and the highlights, you can mess with that all on here. So I'll probably mess around with that a little bit, nothing too crazy. Again, this is just something that I do. Everyone's editing style and preferences are different, so just keep that in mind as well. So I'll probably bring the shadows up a bit and the whites down and blacks up. So this is what the photo looks like if I were to have that edit on it. There's the before and there's the after. So now we're gonna dive into a grad shoot that I had with one of my friends, Marissa. So this is what it looked like when I edited it, and then this is what it looked like before. So again, there's a lot of green, there's a lot of the gold color that I want to pop. So we're just gonna reset this back to the original. And then something that you can do on here as well is you can just click the auto button. Sometimes it'll help you kind of get a head start on what you wanna like fix. I'll go ahead and click on the lens correction and fix that up a little bit, kind of up to like what I want. I like for my photos to be bright and vibrant, but again, everyone's style and editing is very different. So again, I'll just kind of scroll to see like what preset will most fit for this photo. So far it looks like this one right here is what I'm feeling. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring the shadows down some and the whites, and then I'll bring the blacks up and a little bit of the contrast and exposure. And then down here, I'll go ahead and mess with the golds and yellows just because I really want that to pop in this picture. Because again, she's blowing confetti, so that's literally what the photo is about. And then I'll bring up some of the vibrancy of the like trees itself. Fix her skin tone if needed. This photo is a little bit more simpler to edit, just because I kind of know what I'm going for. There's not that much going on except for her confetti. For this photo, I'll just sharpen it up some and put up some of the color noise reduction. So if you have any like noise or fuzziness in a photo, clicking on that will definitely help you. If you want to add noise reduction, you can. So I think I'm really satisfied with what this picture looks like. Again, before and then the after of what it looks like. I'm a big fan of this photo. I love everything about this picture. If you don't want to invest on some presets just yet, Lightroom does have some free presets that you can use. I'll just go ahead and show you what some of my photos will look like if I use those presets. I think that some of them are really good, and if you adjust them to a certain way, it can look like a preset that you can then save and use on your pictures as well. So with this picture, I'm gonna go ahead and reset it back to the original. So as you can see, there was literally already a big difference there. So we're gonna set this to the original. I'm gonna go ahead and click auto again, and I'm gonna straighten this picture because it's definitely not straight at all. So I'll straighten it a little bit, bring it to where I want it, and again, I'll enable lens correction. and it will do it automatically for you. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of just adjust the picture to how I want it. Again, just kind of messing around with everything, shadows, highlights, and kind of seeing what our picture will look like. If you want to pick white balance, you can. And then that is what it looks like. I kind of want this picture to be a little bit more cooler than most. So with the Lightroom presets, they're under the word creative, and there's a few here. The ones that I personally like the most are warm contrast, vintage, instant, and turquoise and red. But when you click on it on the desktop, it'll bring it all the way up to 150, and you don't want that. So you're gonna wanna bring that down, and you can see there's already a big difference, and it looks super cute already. So we're gonna go ahead and go into our colors, and with these presets, nothing here is changed. So you're gonna wanna do it manually. So we'll go ahead and look at the reds in here, and as you can see, it changes my lipstick a little bit from like pink color to like more of like a dark red. So again, it'll change colors on here. Just keep that in mind if that's something that you do or don't want to do. The pink's probably gonna change the color of my pants, which I just want them to just kind of stay the same, and they're like a purpley color. I'm just gonna bring those out a little bit more. And we can go ahead and go into the blues. I'm gonna drag this all the way down because I want this to be a very white and clean photo. So I'm just gonna leave that around there. And that looks pretty good to me. The yellow is probably gonna just mess up my shirt. So I'm going to just bring this down so that it doesn't take away the brown of the shirt. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sharpen it up a little bit. Color noise reduction, and then this is what this photo will look like with this preset. There's the before, and there's the after. I personally really like how this preset looks with this photo, and sometimes Lightroom is just, you know, the way to go. Okay, so for the last photo is honestly one of my favorite pictures that I've taken, or my mom took of me, at my house. So this was actually in our little inflatable pool. So this is what the photo looks like with the edit, and then this is what it looks like originally. So we're gonna try to go ahead and recreate it. So I'm gonna just reset that to the original. As you can see, I did crop it because the bottom was just not flattering at all. So I'll go ahead and crop it to Instagram's dimensions, which are right about there, and that's good with me. I'll click auto just to kind of get a head start on what I am going to be doing. I'll bring the shadows down, and I'll go ahead and straighten it out some so that my face is straight. I'll go ahead and go into the presets that I've purchased already, and then just kind of play around to see what these presets would look like. And this is the one that is definitely calling my name. It gives me that little glow, and as you can see, everything here literally changed, but that's okay. We're gonna bring it back. So I'm gonna bring the highlights back, a little bit of the shadows, bring the whites down so that my face doesn't look really white, and then we can keep the blacks up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into our color mixer and play around with these colors, just to kind of change colors of flowers, or like my lipstick, which is changing colors. I'll bring this up here because we have some nice flowers we want to go ahead and show off, and a lot of greenery as well. We don't want it to like blend in. With this, it just kind of changes the back of the water, so I'll just keep that very transparent-ish. And let's go into this one. I think that looks good. Bring the blues up because I have some blue flowers around my head, and that looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and take the grain down. I don't want a grainy photo, so some of these presets will have that on it, and I'll just take it right off. And then enable lens correction. I'm gonna go ahead and make that darker actually because I want it to be a little bit darker. And press enter. Sharpen it up some, bring up the color noise correction and the clarity down some. And then this is what our photo looks like. I really love this photo. This is what it looks like before, and then this is what it looks like after. It just gives you a very natural shimmery glow, and it just like showcases the flowers so beautifully. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, click on the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. I hope that you guys kind of liked being able to see the behind the scenes of what it's like to edit some of my own pictures for my Instagram and got to kind of learn more when it comes to the editing process. I've gotten a few questions about it, so I decided to just dive on into it, into a whole video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and stay tuned for next week's video. Bye!